Huh? Nah. Nah. I'm a sign to see, cause look, I saw mine throughout the year, man. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will. Cause Vic. First of all, you got to think about this too. Think about like peer lure and shit gonna be cheap, and then also think about the people that going to retire. No, man, I don't get Roger cause they just signed. Cause Roger just signed the deal. I about the tight end. I don't care about the tight end. I about to say cause he just signed the deal. Cook. I got Cook too. Oh, I probably gonna sign both of them.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. First carry for Thomas Rawls. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Here's the offense. Certainly some threats on this offense, and one of them that they target is Doug Baldwin.
Nah. He does a nice job catching the ball downfield. He's also a tremendous blocker that helps unleash the running game.
Hey, look, but like you don't understand like how it goes. Look, you also got to think about think about at the end of the season, go. The people that gonna retire. The people that you, the people that
broken tackle along the way, and really we should
yeah, the people and then look, call it and let's go. In case you did not know this, yes, you get a different salary when you do resign your players and free agents.
First down, this is Rawls.
In case you never noticed that, your salary is always different. It's two different ones.
No matter what defense is called versus a running play.
Go to like you going to free agent. You can't do it now.
You take care of the offensive line, keep us uncovered.
But Vic know what I'm talking about, don't you, Vic?
We'll make big plays. Well, that paid off there. All the guys up front, the big fellas, they controlled the 5 offensive linemen. That allowed the linebackers to see the openings, sprint through the gap, and snuff that play out in a hurry.
On second down, Wilson. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. And good to see Jimmy back out there moving okay
This
after
year?
the ruptured patella in Week 12 last year. You've dealt with that injury, haven't you?
I have, and let me tell you, you know that expression, I feel your pain? I felt Jimmy's when it happened. Now, mine didn't happen quite the same way his did. His happened in the line of duty. He was playing in a game. For me, I was just coaching.
Yeah. Cause he traded everybody.
And went up to try and catch a pass. Poof. I think for me it was just mainly age. For him, he was actually playing.
But good to see him back out there healthy.
I think for me it was just mainly age.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. So on 4th down, here's the Canadian-born punter, John Ryan, to kick it away for Seattle. So on now is the 11-year man, John Ryan, to punt it away. Now this is fielded in the end zone. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Falcons are going to get it at the 20.
No, I thought it was 50. No, if you don't make the playoff.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman.
Nah, but look, Georgia kind of getting up there in the age though. Georgia one of the teams that's getting up there in the age though.
Thought of him as simply a safety valve receiver.
Your quarterback.
Receiver Jacob Tamme shows better athleticism than what people expect.
I forgot you traded what's it called? Oh, Larry.
9 yards still remaining here to pick up the first on 2nd down. Now Ryan on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free.
They say I'm waking your field, now that's bad.
The Seahawks, here's their defensive lineup.
When Bobby Wagner's career is said and done, people are going to look back and say he was an absolute steal in the NFL draft. A Pro Bowl player for any team. A nickel look by Seattle on 3rd down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. Now it's Ryan. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. It looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down inbounds. So on 4th down, the Falcons will call on Matt Bosher to punt it away. Back deep for the Seahawks, the All-Pro returner from 2015, Tyler Lockett. Returnable for Lockett. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10.
It might be DRC though.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down.
That's a good money though.
The starting defense for the Falcons.
Jonathan Babineau's a defensive tackle, knows how to get upfield and spill plays in the backfield.
On 2nd down, Rawls. And he'll be brought down at about the 42.
You think so?
Pick up of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
I do know from experience when you slow down someone's running game,
you know, like I know at the end of the season,
guess what?
I'm only going to sign the people who I need.
But you still have to be
They're going to help free up some money.
And other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the 1st down.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping, and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Rawls, the lone man in the backfield. They go play action here on first down. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. They
come
up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now it's Wilson. He's going to take another. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Who got this? Oh.
On the year. And the Seahawks have taken
I
the
know.
first quarter lead. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Hey, I'm supposed to run and get my field goal blocked. I ain't never had that shit happen. Hey, go. Do you watch my stream? Are you watching the vid? Who do I get?
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. That's fielded in the end zone. Last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good.
Yeah.
Now, what do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are.
That's a throwback jersey. Then when they had Michael Vick, nigga.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Connects
Come on,
the
8.
right side. It'll be a
Oh, hey, Vic, don't. Hey, look, I don't know if you gonna be around or not. Wait, it don't matter though.
You enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him
because
if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
On second down, Freeman.
No,
He's able to take this to the 35-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I know it's a word that we tend to overuse, but Devontae Freeman can be awfully explosive with the ball in his hands.
Hey, go.
He showed at the beginning of last year, he had 10 touchdowns the first couple months. The Falcons themselves were red hot, then sort of went down the tubes a little bit toward the end.
Yeah, their team's record and his production declined the same way, but I really like his overall game.
Oh, no, Vic. Hey, Vic, is that your shit that sound like water or something? Your shit sound like water. I hear like some water. Yeah. Like a whole lot of crowd or something.
Freeman, the lone man in the backfield.
Yeah.
Here's Ryan. And
Yo.
Tammy with it over the middle. Call it a pickup of 7. And it's a second down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit,
hell yeah.
you get some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. On second down, here's Ryan. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a
it
wasn't quite that fast, but enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball, And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
Nah, see, but look, hey, but look. How can you see like you really don't know who really did it?
So a second
the game was like it was Mickey Mills people. Mickey Mills said it was his people, but Mickey Mills told police said that it was and then like they came and raided his house.
A well-executed
game, man. On that first,
he could have seen that, could have audible.
Talking about that shit.
A different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot. The Seattle now.
They know how Meek Mill is, man.
They'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Hey, I can't help.
Powerful, isn't
No,
it?
bro.
When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them.
Yeah. Now what you say?
They're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
So fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
Know what he said? You heard?
On second down, here's
hey, look. What kind of shit is that? Just cause you a fan of that nigga, you don't think he did that?
Partner Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Now Wilson on first down. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll make it a second down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Let's see what the offense comes with here. 2nd and 8. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Here's Wilson. It's caught. Baldwin. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play.
Yeah.
And that'll bring up a 3rd down. Offense coming up, needing 2 yards on 3rd down. They run with a power back, Rawls. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A loss of a
I can't wait to 9 o'clock, man.
Sean Ryan now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first.
On Monday, hey, look, Vic, on Monday, we advance at 9. On Sunday is 10 in the morning. The rest of the time, midnight.
Taken from just outside the 30. 39 yards on the punt. Give him just 1 yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now Ryan on first down. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. No. Give him 16 on the pickup, and it'll give the Falcons a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. They'll get 23 yards there. And the Falcons are going to get a first.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. On first down, Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
It's caught. Lockett. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now it's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. It's caught inside the 25. A huge play there for Washington. 46 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Red zone opportunity. They go again with Rawls. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
So 3rd down, and the Falcons going with a dime. 6 defensive backs. Now it's Wilson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
And Hauschka's kick is good. And that will make our score 9-0. So a good kick there, and they wrap up the drive by putting 3 on the board.
And you know, let's face it, you're not always going to come away with 6. Defense in the NFL are just too good. But you've got to come away with something. And there, they get 3.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Here we go with 2nd and 7. Now Ryan on 2nd down. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Ryan getting it out left side to Sanu. Touchdown, Falcons. Mohamed Sanu, his first touchdown in a Falcon uniform. And the Falcons draw a bit closer.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. And they're back within a couple at 9-7 now. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. Here's Robinson. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And the Falcons now making their way back out onto the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what?
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Second down now after the incompletion. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. He goes underneath to Freeman. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time. Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
So 2nd and 10 here. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. And he'll get it up the middle. And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. 8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2. And the offense moving quickly to the line. On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And now the up man has it. It's a fake. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool them. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Backing up. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times. Tried to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
Play action. Now Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Here's John Ryan now as he's on to punt for Seattle. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken around the 12. So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these two teams. As we send you across the country to Orlando, standing by there, Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry, so both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Falcons now. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. They'll come out in the pistol. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
With that kind of run on first down, that's a winning type of a run. That just sets things up for them moving forward as they begin the drive.
Another pistol look here. On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. 3rd and long. It's Ryan. And Robinson with a big catch. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that 3rd down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a 1st down.
3rd time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on 3rd, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
And the catch is good. The rookie Austin Hooper. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. They'll get 17 yards there. And it'll
I want that.
A 1st down. They go play action here on 1st down. He's got his man on the crossing route. It's a gain of 24 that time. And the Falcons are going to get a 1st.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They come out here in the eye. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line now. It's Coleman here. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tevin Coleman, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons have cut it to within a score. And it's good. It cuts it to 2. 16-14 our score. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. They come out here in the eye. Wilson to give to Rawls. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
And that will be caught, but out of bounds. Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here. A 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Here's Ryan surveying the field. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it. An in route going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. Complete over the middle to Hardy. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Short of the sticks after that completion, and now it's 3rd down for this offense. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the 1st on the ground. On 1st down, Ryan. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So incomplete on 1st. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. 2nd and 10 now. Ryan. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Ten yards to go on 3rd. On 3rd down, Ryan. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Now it's Lockett. They juked him. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field, and they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. And he's going to be taken down. He's sacked on the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. They'll come out in the pistol. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And incomplete on the deep ball. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here's John Ryan now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It's fielded at the 45. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time out, they punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover, and wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
give it to Freeman. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a gain of 20 that time. And the Falcons are going to have a 1st and goal. And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. They come up in an offset eye. The pigskin on the 7-yard line now. It's 1st and goal. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Again, we'll see the pistol here. On 2nd down, here's Ryan. That's complete right around the 8. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. They've gotten it down to the 3, but now this is 3rd and goal. An extra defensive back in the game here on 3rd and goal. They'll look to run with Freeman. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This for a 4th quarter lead. And Bryant's kick is good. And with that, they have taken the lead by a point here in the 4th. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front. But then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out, and you think, I don't know that field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule.
Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
After the intercept. Oh, no, he lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
So after nearly turning it over, new life here for the offense on 2nd down. On 2nd down, Ryan. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. And last time, one-play interceptions, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one. But so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. He couldn't get the edge there. It wasn't sealed, so maybe not all on the guy running the football all the time on those tosses and the pitches that go to the outside.
No, not at all. I would agree with that totally, because sometimes the defensive guys, they win the edge battle. And when they do that, there's no place for the running back to go, especially for offensive linemen trying to get out ahead. With their footwork and speed, it was negligible on that play. No gain at all for the offense.
Give him 2 yards on that play, and they're going to face a third down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
And he's got Lockett. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
Again, it's Rolls. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. And the defense lines up looking for one final stop.
And they will be playing for the pass in this situation, not expecting any type of a run.
They'll look to throw. It's caught. Lockett. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. A pressure spot now for a guy who's been here before, and that's Stephen Hauschka. And Hauschka's kick is good. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. And now then, it's a big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th. But, Charles, there is still time left for a final drive.
Brandon, you know they would have liked to take the clock down just a little bit further, at least under a minute or so, but this was not over yet, especially since they just need a field goal.
Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you, and this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. He'll look to throw. He goes underneath to Freeman. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second down. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. He's back to throw. Getting it out left side to Sanu. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Back to throw. Complete over the middle to Hardy. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make this a second down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They come out here in the eye. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he stopped immediately there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. So it's all up to the other Matty Ice. Matt Bryant now. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. So it's all up to the other Matty Ice. Matt Bryant now. He made his only attempt earlier. This for the win. And the kick for the 41-year-old is up and good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And Charles, he hasn't missed a kick all year. Why would he start now?
Exactly. And this was by far the most nerve-wracking. They just stepped up and calmly banged it through.
Bryant now, after hitting the field goal, gets set to kick this one away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they'll be set up with good field position.